It's an incredibly large variable capacitance. Using clever tricks, we achieved antenna resonance tuning for the entire VLF and LF range. The capacitance of specific ceramic capacitors is varying when DC voltage is applied. It allows you implementing large variable capacitance needed for VLF and LF range. Employing an otherwise undesirable side effect for frequency tuning appears already crazy, but today we're taking it one step further. Feel free to check out the previous episodes about VLF antennas and the ceramic vario cap. But now let's create an advanced application. First, we would like to share some crucial clues. This is a standard assortment of ceramic capacitors. Its values are ranging from 0.1 to 10 microfarads. Technically known as X7R capacitor type. You can expect the desired behavior as specified in the datasheet within its rated voltage range. However, when buying such an assortment, the voltage rating of each individual device is usually unclear. In a previous video, we explained how to measure it. With my assortment, officially rated for 10 volts, I made following experience. Indeed, 10 microfarad caps are showing the expected behavior. Their capacitance is dropping from 100% to 20%. We are wondering about its behavior above 10 volts and whether it can survive. Applying 20 watts, its capacitance decreases to about 16%, but it still seems to be okay. The further capacitance change is only marginal, and we don't know whether the overvoltage will damage it in the long run. So it seems better to avoid it. On a smaller 0.68 microfarad type, I need higher voltage to achieve the variation effect. Apparently, its voltage rating is 30 instead of 10 volts. But that's okay, I can still handle this. In my modest collection, I only found these two types suitable for this purpose. Others having too little variation within a reasonable voltage range. With clever workarounds, we can cover a wider capacity range even if we only have two types of caps available. In a resonant circuit, a capacitance changed from 100 to 20% is causing a frequency increase from 100 to 220%. An option for extending the frequency range is to connect capacitors in parallel. And with a trick, you can connect even different voltage ratings and still control them with the correct voltage. You apply, for example, 0 to 30 volts to control a smaller capacitor. The voltage for the larger ones is reduced by this voltage divider to a maximum of 10 volts. By opening the switch, you can now cover a wider range. Another option is connecting capacitors in series. The serial capacitance of 2 is half, with 4 it's a quarter, and so on. Now there is another cool trick with the resistors. After a short charging period, the full DC voltage is present on each capacitor. These resistors are pulling it up to the adjusted level, and these are pulling it down to the ground level. Before we get to the DIY suggestion, let's assume we can tune this range. Connect it to our one-turn wire loop, shown in orange. It would cover a resonance range from 14 to almost 300 kHz. Our smaller rotatable 5-turns loop would cover the bottom of VLF up to just over 80 kHz. And here are the frequency ranges for a small and a big one-turn loop, allowing you to estimate designs in these categories. Now, let's think about how we can achieve this range based on a combination of 10 and 0.68 microfarad capacitors. I'm simply going to apply the tricks we just showed you. Basically, there are 4 voltage-controlled capacitors that I can switch on and off. The full voltage range is applied to the small capacitors, while for the large ones it's reduced by voltage dividers. The capacitance range covered is about 20 nanofarads to 20 microfarads in theory. It essentially consists of a wire loop, a capacitor, and a balun to maximize signal strength and SNR at a specific resonant frequency. We are replacing now the fixed capacitor by our new variable one. And yes, you guessed it, it can be easily controlled remotely just by DC voltage. The chokes are made from ferrite beads, which are usually clipped onto cables. To achieve sufficient inductance in the VLF range, I wound 200 turns of copper wire around the ferrite core and then superglued the 2 parts. Cable ties are serving as strain relief for the connecting wires. Together with 1 microfarad capacitors, low frequency interference blocking appears sufficient. An additional resistor is serving as a short circuit protection for the potentiometer control. Testing at least parts of the circuit on a breadboard is always worthwhile before soldering the final build. I put the components onto a prototype board and installed it in a waterproof casing. The loop and the balun are connected via screw terminals, and the DC voltage is supplied via this connection. We recommend using batteries to avoid noise from the power supply. I'm obtaining 22.5 volts with 3 rechargeable batteries in series. However, I have to admit, ordinary 9-volt batteries would even do a better job here. My VLF and LF reception reached a new level of quality. I can now continuously tune my 5-turns loop from 7 to 110 kHz. The larger single-turn loop's inductance is lower. It resonates from 20 to 320 kHz. It's really cool. Signals in this range I couldn't ever copy so clearly before. This station from Algeria actually covers Southern Europe and North Africa. Until now, I could barely hear it, and certainly not in the afternoon like just now. The method is great fun for DIY projects. For commercial products, you need to contact the manufacturer to obtain the exact capacitor specifications required. It's certainly possible to control smaller capacitors applying higher voltage, since the balun provides galvanic isolation from your receiver. But always remember, 60 volts and above is dangerous. And by the way, we absolutely must talk about mysterious signals in the bands. Now stay tuned and don't forget to support the channel.